I became pastor of the First Reformed Church in 1957. We started with 30 or 40 people. But the great thing was Lincoln Park. So on Sunday afternoons around 5, we would go to Lincoln Park and tell stories about Jesus. Wonderful crowds came around because they heard we had cake, cookies, and coffee, and so on for a fellowship time out of the park and into the church. So I noticed as we did different interesting and fun things, like a ladder where a man is climbing up, I say, "Where are you going?" He says, "I'm trying to get to heaven." I said, "Well, you can't get to heaven that way. I can show you a better way." Now, on the ladder was written money, good works, going to church, keeping the commandments. And then the man would step down, and I'd get on the ladder and tell people how that Jesus Christ lived a perfect life and died a perfect death for our sins, because he had no sins of his own to die for. So he could die for yours and mine. And rising the third day, he was alive and well in Lincoln Park. Well, one day, a lovely Puerto Rican girl, about 18, Viviana Toledo, heard the message and with great curiosity came into the church. She gave her heart to Jesus Christ. She said, "I want to bring children to my home." She lived on High Street, which is now Martin Luther King Boulevard. She began to bring children to her home. A little place would have 18 children, and I would go tell Bible stories. And that was the beginning of the first Hispanic church, Reformed Church of Newark. This church is still in Newark after 60 years. It's in the North Newark area, where they share a building with a lovely Presbyterian church. As a matter of fact, Roland is the pastor of both churches today. Well, that's Vivian, and she took Christ wherever she went. And by the way, she, for some reason, she worshipped many idols from her background, and she took those idols and threw them all away in the garbage, and they ended up in the Newark dump. But she ended up in the kingdom of heaven, and she was the key, with her large family, of starting a new church in Newark. God bless the Vivian Toledos in this world with flowers in their hair, a smile, and Jesus in their hearts.